Yeah, I thought all right. I thought we started the game with the right mindset, the right way, being nice and physical defensively. Then it seemed like Isan was going to score on one of the last tackles, and then from there we just lost a little bit of our way in terms of our intensity in defence, and then kind of our completions. We threw about 3 interceptions in the space of 4 sets, which gave London a little bit of a leg up. And the one thing London do is they try, they don't go away, they have a dig and they work real hard. And we gave them a little bit of field position, so when we had to defend our goal line, and then eventually it cracked, which fueled London even more then. So you know they're going to be there for the full half. And to be fair, that's how it turned out. I thought the game was kind of 50-50 in the first half, but then second half, we kind of corrected what we'd spoke about, and I thought we were a hell of a lot better then.
It was a real arm wrestle, wasn't it, in the first half? So what was the difference then, did you think, in the second?
Just we weren't completing sets. I think we completed 7 sets in that first 20 minutes. They completed 12, but they were more or less nearly 100%, whereas we were way, way off that. And then the second 20 minutes of that first half, we completed, I think we went to 90%, we went 9 out of 10 in that section, and then that's when we started score. We scored 2 tries then in that section there, to be fair. So I think that was a little bit of difference. Today was about kind of holding the ball and then backing that up with defence. And I think, like I say, second half we definitely did that.
Those interceptions, is there any reason for them?
Just chasing. The thing is the way London defend, it's pretty disruptive, and you can see lots of different options. So as a ball player, you see one right in front of you, but then you see that one there, and it's kind of, you've got about 3 options to kind of pick, because they're a little bit kind of different in terms of some of the defences you will come up against. So probably pushing the pass or chasing an option that maybe wasn't quite there, to be fair. So, but like I said, we rectified it and we got away with it. If we'd have done that probably against maybe some of the bigger teams, maybe we wouldn't have got away with it, but we've managed to kind of get away with it today.
The fact that it was an arm wrestle, the fact that certainly the first half was a grind.
Yeah.
Will you take
good
certainly more positives out of it?
I think overall, like I say, travelling up to London, having the few changes that we had where we've had to mess around with a couple of places in there, it's all positive for me. It's a good kind of, it's a good experience coming up here, having them changes, and then the boys to be on it and be ready. And like I say, once they got back to doing what they do, they were very good. I thought we left a few points out there, to be fair, in the second half. So yeah, I'm pleased with what they've dished up there. I thought the attitude in the way they've approached travelling down to London, doing the right things, being ready for the game, that was all first class, to be fair.
Isan at fullback, has he
played
at fullback before?
Yeah, for Burley Bears. Yeah. I watched him a lot before we signed him, and he was playing fullback at Burley Bears there. So I know he likes to chime in the line. So he probably he could have had a couple more tries today. He was passing it when he was falling over the line a couple of times. So yeah, he just needs to hold the ball and run, which is his strength. So yeah, he's played it a few times, to be fair.
And you were able to give Thomas Deacon his Super League debut as well. How did you think he went?
Yeah, I thought good. I thought really good. The good thing is what we said to him is, look, just keep it simple. Don't try and be like a hero on game one. Just do it, feel your way in. It's a big thing for young players who've worked all the careers and all the lives to try and get a first team opportunity, and then they eventually get it. You kind of forget how much it actually means to them and the family. I know when we put him back on in the last 10 minutes, I heard all his family all start screaming in the far stand, and they've all come down, they've all travelled from everywhere. Obviously, he's got some family in Australia as well, who sent a message. We had a really good kind of captain's run where they sent all the messages in and around him from all his mates and his mum and dad. So it was a special, and we had his granddad come and present his jersey to him. It was obviously Steve Deacon, who helped with Catalan and has been involved in the game for years. So it's a real kind of special moment for Thomas. So really pleased that he's got through the game and done pretty well, to be fair, I thought.
Will he figure a lot, do you think, in the rest of the season?
I think Thomas is a kind of a project, if you like, about developing him, and it will feature. He'll definitely feature as we go through. You look at the league and you look at kind of the bumps and bruises you kind of get. He'll definitely feature throughout the season. His aim is to basically start knocking off people like Adam Milner and Ash Goulding and start becoming kind of a second choice and then a first choice kind of 9. And I think in a few years, I think he'll dead set be a first choice 9. He's got all the abilities. He just needs to keep learning and keep getting better. And we've not seen it today in terms of his running game, but he's got a dangerous running game on him as well. So, like I say, today I think he's just come in and just focused on just doing his job, and he's done his job real well for us, I think.
I think a couple of weeks ago you talked about Sam Halsall and maybe didn't have the best game.
Yeah.
And he was obviously, that was a great try he scored. He was very strong today.
Yep.
I think it was his flick pass when he was going into touch.
He would have scored off that. That'd have been shown forever, wouldn't it, that one? Yeah, it was.
Can you say a few words about him and, like, for a young player, if he has not such a good week, and then how you get his confidence back up? And
trusting him a little bit. I think sometimes it's hard when they first come in. We had this conversation with Sam because Sam was a little bit worried he was going to get dropped after the game that he didn't play so well in. I think, was it KR?
KR,
yeah. But he was always going to play the whole week. And Jake Bibby, I was talking to Jake Bibby, and Jake Bibby said he'd phoned him and said, what I'll do, because obviously Jake knows me real well, and he went, he'll back you, mate. He said, you're not a young kid now, you've played so many games. He said, you'll play again against Hull. And he was unsure, but he came out, and mate, he's a kid who's worked real hard, and he does the right thing. So if he does mess up, he's going to try and rectify it and try and be better. He's got a real willingness to learn and want to be better. He's a great kid, mate, and he's going to be a great, great player. If I could put something on him and say that, he's going to, mate, I think he'll potentially be as good, I think. I don't want to say I want to name a name, but I don't want to put too kind of pressure on him. I think he'll be an international if he keeps developing the right way. Because he's got that ability and he's got that willingness to want to be better and want to learn, and he never gets above himself or think he's better than he is.
You won't put pressure on him if you give us a few names.
Yeah. Well, you look through centres and you look through some. I'll give you one, because Matt Percival, kind of the way he's been through kind of his career as well. And I know, and I'm saying his name because one of our boys has mentioned the similarities between them, which I think was Adam Swift, when he said about Matt Percival playing with him at St Helens, and obviously he's got to play with Sam, obviously in training and in the games now, so he knows what he's all about. So I'll use that one from one of our boys. But yeah, he's a great kid, mate.
Goal kicking, Harvey was a bit unfortunate with how wide out they were, wasn't he?
Oh, I don't know. He'd convinced us all week he was a top goal kicker. So I just said to him after that, I think you've bluffed me, telling me how good you was. To be fair, he had a fair wind against him in the first half. And then he gave two of the easy job when the wind was the other way in the second half. So they were talking about that in the change rooms before. But Harvey's got abilities, mate. He's got abilities.
And just on the guys that didn't travel, are they just slight niggles? Yeah,
we've had a few boys not travel with us, obviously, who were named in the squad. Jake Connor, we just thought he tried to run the other day, but it was a little bit too tight, and we're like, well, the travel up here, sleeping in a bed that he doesn't normally sleep in, and then playing at London, is that the right thing? Or we're going to risk losing him long term, and we don't want to do that. So we took the decision basically out of Jake's hands, because he'd probably tell you that he probably could have played, but we took that out of his hands to make sure that he's right going forward. So fingers crossed, we've done the right thing, and he should be hopefully okay now for next week, hopefully. Matty English, again, he was another one who came out of the squad again, tight hamstring, he came off in the last few minutes there. Again, I think he'll be fine going forward. Like I say, you're playing with, you kind of trying to put out fires to try and make things not go as long, because if you look at what happened to us last year when we lost a lot of players for long periods of time, we don't want that happening to us again. So it's trying to look after some of the players, and then obviously everyone knows about the news that obviously what happened with Fenton at weekend. So we've travelled down here with 19, which is unfortunate, but it's something that he's going to have to learn from.
Because that's in the news, we probably should give the opportunity if you want to say anything about it.
Well, I think probably the club have made the statement. I think, like I say, Fenton will have to learn from it, but he's got to deal with the consequences that come from there now. So I think it's best left with the club and with Fenton now. I've spoken to Fenton, I know what he's feeling like. I know he's remorseful in that, but let the club go through their process, let the kind of police do what they're doing and go through there. I think after that, then you can probably talk about it. But at the moment, it's very raw for obviously a young lad in his position. So hopefully we can get that sorted out and can move forward.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank
you. Brilliant. Cheers, thank you very much.
Safe journey back.
Yeah, same to you, mate.
Thanks,
see you in a bit.
We've got Sam Davis as well, guys. What's the time now? How long have I got?
We've got Sam here for a second.
Yeah, I'll let you out. Sorry. Hey, mate, do you work for the club? Yeah. Can I speak to Sam also?
Try going for you.
Yeah. Look, your coach said some nice things around you. Yeah. Hey, mate. Ian, can I speak to Sam Halsall?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks. It's a nice story.
I'll grab him now for you.
Thanks.